There we go. I did it. I think I see
There
me.
we
I see you. I see
go.
us.
We
There we go. Okay. There we go. That's it.
Yeah, I see it.
You see it? There we go. Come on now. See, this is a learning thing on the Inclusive Talk podcast. We learning how to do the daggone thing, right? So once again, this is Inclusive Talk podcast. I am your host, your brother, your friend, your nephew, your cousin, Lamar Walden, and I am ecstatic. Can I say ecstatic, or should I say I am elephant elated, peacock proud, and hyena happy to be on this live right now. I'm on live on Facebook, I'm on live on Instagram, and I'm talking with two amazing, wonderful people. One of my good friends that I have known for a few years now. I've worked with her on set, and she's an actress. She's a singer. She's a writer. She's a model. She's a mother. She got big hair, big personality, and her name is Shayna Johnson. Yes, and my brother from another mother who I'm just meeting today, but I feel like I've known him for a minute. The actor, the creative, the father, the chain wearer, the mohawk sporter, my boy Blair Hall. Listen, welcome, y'all.
Thank
thank
you.
you
Thank you.
for having us.
Listen, I'm excited. I have been at work all day, and I'm like, I gotta get home. I gotta get home because I got something to do that I am like anticipating. I've been anticipating since I told Shayna that I want to interview you guys. And so I'm excited. Blair, to just meet you, my brother, and Shannon to be able to shine the light on such a bright figure in this industry in our local vicinity of acting. So for people that don't know you guys, can you please give us a little more about who you are and how you started in this field of acting and being a creative? I'm gonna start with you, Blair.
Okay. Well, it starts back. I guess you could go to my childhood. Raised in the church and everything. Was always in the performing arts ministry. I mimed, so I went for various
Yeah.
churches. So I learned how to use my talents there, and God's just given me the ability just to be that creative. I've always been in the arts because of my mom. She was a dancer, ballet dancer up in New York. Moved down to Florida, became the performing arts leader and everything. And then from there, my love of the film world just blossomed. I just couldn't get enough of it. So my initial foot in the world was through directing and writing a little bit. And then I wanted to learn how to direct my actors better. So I took an acting class back in 2017. And from there, the acting bug bit me. Uh, it's just been a breath of fresh air every time I step on set. Just being able to be myself and just being able to use the gifts that God has given me and being able to just really explore that world even more. So, uh, yeah, that's my backstory.
That was amazing. So you started off like kind of like me, like that church foundation,
Hmm.
doing ministry and kind of coming up in that area. Man, that's great, man. That was amazing. And you said mime?
Yeah, I was I was in the mind
So
ministry. I did it for a very long time. Yeah, just traveling from like church to church back in like the
so do you still
Florida circuit.
dabble? Like, do you still do the
I haven't done it in a
you
while.
know
Yeah, I haven't done it in a while, but never know what the possibilities of doing it in the future with my current church. I go to Change Church up here
man.
in Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm here with Dr. Darius Daniels.
Oh, namesake.
Yeah,
Okay, okay. I'm gonna look him
yeah.
up. I'm gonna look him up. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Okay, now I'm finna turn it over to the one and only. Look at the smile, so radiant, so bright. The cheeks so rosy. My good friend, Miss Shanna, how are you doing?
I'm blessed. I'm
Yeah,
blessed.
blessed and
I really
highly
am.
favored, right?
Amen.
Okay, so I know a lot of people know who you are. You're pretty known, um, in the circle of acting talent in our local region of Florida and somewhat of Georgia. But for those that don't know who you are, can you tell us how you got started and what really set your fire for acting?
My fire for acting was set when I was a kid, um, and just seeing the different Black sitcoms growing up, and just wishing that I was on there, wishing that I could kick out Roger
Mhm.
and tell him to go home. Sometimes feeling like I wanted to be Moesha and writing my diary on my bed, um, and just it's just always excited me. Disney Channel, I did my own. We're watching Disney Channel, and it's just always made me happy. Of course, I kind of kept it somewhat of a secret, having island parents and it being like you better not be thinking you're gonna be anything else but a doctor or a lawyer, or this or that. So it was kind of a hidden talent, something that I've always loved, doing plays in church growing up. And as I got older, I just really started to take it seriously, probably about 5, 6 years ago, when I knew that, okay, I've tried out so many different things, so many areas of life, but this has always stuck with me. And I can't imagine doing anything else. So,
Can't imagine doing anything else. So just like me and Blair, you had that thing from church, you know that thing that started from way back, and it it's real good to hear that, being in the drama ministry and stuff like that, because that's where you get that foundation. There's
Hmm.
nothing like stage, right? To teach you the ins and outs of performance
mm,
as a whole, interpretation of the performance. It's not just the acting, or it's more of the storytelling that you learn when you come from a stage background, when you come from a performance. It's not just saying the words. It's can I close my eyes, hear what you're saying, and see it with my eyes closed? Can I visualize it? Can a blind man watch my show and get everything he needs? you know and then from a visual standpoint, can a hearing impaired person watch my show and can just get everything he or she needs from the performance, even with a lack of ability? That's when you know that all aspects of the performance has been given, and it starts from that foundation of stage and church, right? Because
Hmm.
that's when you get your it's all right, baby. You get your little mess up your line, or you fumble over a part. It's okay, baby. Go ahead. They don't tell
Hmm.
you the truth. They ain't gonna tell you the truth. And so it's real good to know that both of you guys started with a church foundation. And I want to know, Blurred Ties, Shane, Blurred Ties. Why that title? Where'd that come from?
mm. Well, after writing down like 200 names, um, it was the only one that stuck as far as what was actually happening in the script. I came up with so many good stuff, but they all seem like titles of like episodes, and all of the confliction going on in the show, things just really not being clear between anybody, between any of the relationships, whether it be friendships or whether it be love. Um,
Mhm.
None of it is clear. It's all a mess. It's all a blur, and we're all tied together. So, blurry
Mm,
tie.
I like that. I like that. And a lot of us experience that in real life situations. Every
Hmm.
single day, it's a blur. We're trying to figure it out. We're trying to untie some things. We're trying to figure out how to retie some things. And
Mhm.
sometimes we just need to just let it loose, right? Unblur the situation. So blur ties come. You got a vision for, and you think about I want to write it. I want to produce it, I want to direct it, I also want to act in it. Like, what's that process like for you when you first get this idea of I want to do this project, but I don't know how hands on I want to be, or do I just want to take a back seat behind the camera, or do I want to Tyler Perry this thing and do it all? Like, what's that mindset?
I didn't want to do it all, that's for sure. Actually, I barely wanted to write it. I was
Mm,
excited about it at first, and I was like, and then there's this part of me that was just like, it's too far fetched, especially the time frame
mm,
that I'm thinking about getting this done. I of course wanted to do it before Blair's child came along, and it just was like, is it possible? Because we're in October, and I haven't wrote not even a pilot episode.
mm.
But I had a lot of people backing me that told me it was absolutely possible, that were excited to be on board. So that somewhat motivated me to get it done. I definitely knew I didn't want to direct. I feel like when you're wearing too many hats, it gets overwhelming. And I knew I wanted to act, and I couldn't dedicate
Yeah,
myself to that if I was trying to do too much. So wherever I could lay the burden, I laid it out. And if I needed to step in,
mm,
then I stepped in. But for the most part, you think you want to be known as all these things. But once you're able to put it on other people, it definitely, like, you see how much it helps in the end. Because if I was busy directing, I wouldn't be able to tap into certain aspects of Brenda and perform
yeah.
the way I needed to perform. So,
And Brenda is the name of your character, right?
yes.
And Blair, what's the name of your character? Who do you play?
I play Freddie Morrison.
Now, wait, hold on, because that you went somewhere. You kind of went back to him.
Yeah.
Okay,
You know,
so yeah, go ahead.
yeah, me and Freddie kind of got a little bit of, well, not even a little, a lot of our backstories kind of meshed together and everything. So when
Mm-hmm.
Shauna got me the actual script and everything in my hands, and I was able to read through it, I was able to connect to the character in different ways, with rather going back in my own memories or just using some of my own friends' experiences and everything too. But yeah, it was pretty easy just to step into that character's life and just be able to live in his shoes for those days that we filmed.
Wow, wow.
Mhm.
And what did as an actor, you want to dab into your character. You want to put a little bit of you, but you also want to know, okay, who is this character? What is he about? The whys, the whats, the who's, the hows. What did you get the background story of this character? How did you like know, okay, this is who he is? What was that process like of knowing who Freddie was?
Really, like I said, it's mostly like just diving into his, because I don't know if you know his backstory, but his backstory is he's a PK. So I'm not personally a
Mm,
PK, but I have many PK friends. So I was able to lean on them and talk to them and be able to just pull different experiences that they had. And then also just me growing up in the church, just being able to feel some
yeah,
of the ebbs and flow that he went through,
yeah,
just being able to tie into that. But then also, we've all gone through relationship woes in our own lives and everything. And I've been able to use some of the past experiences that I went through just to fuel some of the actual emotions that were needed during some of the heavier scenes.
heavier scenes.
Mhm.
Brenda, even let me, and I want to ask you that same question, Shane, because for Brenda, did you even as you write it, were there things that were shocker moments for you getting to know who Brenda was? Like, was there a moment where you were like, this trick,
Oh, yeah.
this chick is
I don't
crazy,
like
right?
Brenda. I don't like Brenda. I wrote her,
Yeah.
I played her, but I don't like her. Um, yeah,
And
yeah.
why don't you like her? Like, what, give if you can, because I know, but if you can, get what was the thing that you was like, it's gonna be the one that they're gonna be like, I don't like them, man.
I mean,
Yeah,
she's not loyal. like in any sense
Mm,
of the word. She's kind of delusional a
mm,
little bit as well. I feel like she plays the victim a lot. Uh, yeah,
yeah.
Brenda. I'm sorry. Um, uh, yeah, I just think that who she is as a person and decisions that she made in certain circumstances, I definitely wouldn't have done. And that's where a lot of the blur came in along the way because of the decisions that she made that made things a bit more complicated um, for everybody else.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So you have a cast, and you know I wish you know when it's done, you know, with the run of the festival and all that, we're gonna have the whole cast on. We're gonna do a whole cast interview because I really want to dive into the rest of those characters.
I'm
But
sorry, Lamar. I'm sorry. I
what?
know this is your show. Can I pop? Can you see the Instagram comments? I'm sorry. They're
Yes,
okay.
yes.
I
I
couldn't
was
see
just
them on
looking
here,
at
but
it.
I got them up on my phone, and I was just laughing with them real quick. We see
I
you,
was just
Joy.
looking at
What's
it.
up, Stella? What's up, Tristan?
Let's
Lovely.
go.
The home team is
Yeah,
on, and I just, I wanted to say what's up.
the
Okay.
Brandon said earlier when I said the chain wear, he
The
was like he
chain.
was weak at
Mm,
chain wear
he would laugh.
and official brief, big bombastic side eye. That's crazy. That's crazy. But I pinned this comment from Two Real Queens, and it said this is
Yes,
an
that's love.
amazing project that is relatable to everyone.
Yes.
And so I wanted to pin that comment from Two Real Queens, LLC. And I listen, I can imagine because I know who you are, I know what you do, and I know the sweat, the tears, and all of that you had to put into this project. You know, from the conversations that we've had, and just as a creative, everything that you've gone through in this process, you know, with the spiritualness behind it, you know, that was on your shoulders, man, and the mental um the mental capacity that you had to have to keep going. And I know the support of your cast and your team and you know your crew. Big shout out to your crew. You know,
Yes.
from
Yes.
all of the
But it,
directors and the cameraman and the boom person and the sound man. My boy Arsenio. All right, we gonna shout you out. Boom. All
Yeah.
right.
there we
I need my
go.
money though. I need my money. I need my money. No, but you know, and just everybody. It takes a team, right? No one person gets anything done by themselves. So before we go back into the question about the movie, let's give some flowers to your team. What was that like to know that you were gifted a team of actors and a crew that had your back no matter what?
Gifted is the word. Blessed is the word. For real, for real. Because even when when I didn't know how I was going to do something, or go about something, or who I was going to put in certain places or spaces, because I knew I didn't have the finances to put the exact team that I needed. God kept blessing me with the right people, and He led me to the right people. Like when I hit up cast members, like Blair and Brandon and Joy, they were on board like immediately. There was no questions asked. It was no worried about, okay, well, how much am I getting paid or any of that. It was like, yo, let's do this. Whatever we got to do, let's do the work. And when I showed up to Atlanta and things was just going south in certain moments, they were always there with a smile, with like, what can we do? How can we help you? Did you eat? All of those things. And I was like, man, like, I don't want these people. They're just, they instantly became family to me. And not just the cast, the crew as well. Everybody, there's people that gave up a whole week of work, left their kids, left their families, and everything to just come and support me. And to have that, like, I can't express it. The feeling is just amazing. Those are solid people. Those are those people that you take to the next level and the next level and the next level, and you never ever
Yeah,
forget it or take them for
Hmm.
granted.
yeah,
So,
that's what on the level of Tyler Perry, that's your Coras and Mr. Browns, and that's gonna be in everything that you do, until
Oh
people be
yeah.
like, I'm tired of seeing them, that's
Mhm.
your ride or dies.
For
That's
sure.
your ride or dies. Blair, I want to know from you, man. As in, like, this your first type of major role, or
I would say on this scale, yes, it was,
yeah,
but just stepping, like I said, stepping into Freddie's shoes, it just felt so seamless just to be able to work, especially with like what Shauna said with the other cast members. It was so easy working with these actors. It felt like we were family from day one. Um, we had to work long hours and everything just to get everything situated, but it felt like it was a breeze, mainly because everybody was on the same page. Everybody just wanted to work towards the end goal and just make this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful web series. So yeah, it was definitely a dope experience for me just to be able to be in this world with them and just play around and be able to throw emotions back and forth and just be able to just have fun. So yeah.
that is great. So the pressure wasn't on for you. They ain't pressure you. They
No,
ain't
it
put no,
felt
hey
it.
man, you better bring it.
I would not even say that. It like I said, it was so easy because, for instance, me and Shannon, our characters are in a lot of scenes together, but when we're acting together, it just felt natural and it felt like we are in
Yeah.
place. And whenever we had to pull certain emotions, we didn't have to take a very long time to do that. You feel me? Like we just got on the same wavelength. We knew what we were supposed to do, and then we just went at it. So,
So speaking of that,
mhm.
let's dive into first of all, I want to say I am so glad that y'all were able to um not have to worry about doing this during the what was it, the shutdown
Oh yeah.
that happened, you know
Oh,
Hmm.
for the actors, and and it's amazing to know that it took all of that, right, in order for somebody to be heard,
Hmm.
or for people to be paid fairly. You talk about having actors saying that was like, forget the money. This is all about, I love this craft,
Hmm.
and I want to see it work for you, because it working for you, knowing that it can work for me. You know what I'm saying? But speaking about delving into a character, delving into different types of emotions, uh, because they're picking on my producing, y'all. I'm over here producing while I'm doing this. That's why I'm laughing. But no, speaking of method acting, everybody can't do that,
Hmm.
right? Everybody cannot, and if there are a lot of, like, I heard Whoopi Goldberg say this one time when she did for Color Girls, and Whoopi Goldberg is one of my all-time favorite actors in the world. Karen Elaine Johnson, Whoopi Goldberg, right? And she said that when she got done doing for Color Girls, she had to cleanse herself,
Hmm.
because that character was so dark, and it was so, you know, just evil and grimy, that it stayed on her. And a lot of people have committed, suicide, or they've gone into mental institutions behind and not being able to release a character. And so tell the actors, the future actors, and the ones that are thinking about doing method acting, first, what that is, and how was it experiencing that. Shan, you want to go first? Uh-huh.
uh, all right. I say that I experienced method acting. I didn't even know I could do that for real, for real. Probably in two different scenes. which
Mm.
both required emotion and diving into a place that I've never been before, because I've never had that specific experience that Brenda had. But just imagining what it was and putting myself in her shoes, literally, uh, I got kind of stuck from when I did that first scene that called for it. And I thought I had kind of let it go. And I was like, whew, you think you're back to yourself. But then I just felt this wave of depression over me that I carried for like the next few days. And then when I had this last scene with Blair, then I was like, oh shit, I'm here. Excuse my language. Um, I'm here. I'm still in it. Like I haven't left. It's still stuck on me. And I have to dive into it now even more, even deeper with him. And it was pretty scary because I thought that all right, when they yelled cut, I was gonna be good. But I wasn't. I was still like
Mm-hmm.
I was still crying. I was scared of Blair. I was like, who is this dude? He's triggered me. He's brought me back to some spaces that I thought I had healed from. Um, yeah, it was scary, and I carried it like for the next 2 weeks. I had a therapy session and everything to try to figure out ways to detach myself from that. I even went on another set and brought it there and broke down in the middle of filming a scene. And they thought it was about something else. And they were like, well, it can be kind of emotional. And I'm like, no, that's not what it is. I'm still Brenda. I'm still
Yeah.
Brenda. And
Yeah.
luckily
Mm-hmm.
I had people like Joy and Lovely and others who were always checking up on me like the weeks after, plus dealing with the grief of my grandma at the same time. So I was like, it was all layers. And stripping myself of it was definitely a lot. And I don't know where
And
Blair
like
went, but
that's what I want. That's what I want to know. I want to know for Blair, like, what was that for you? What type of method acting did you go into to get Freddie?
Yeah. When I tend to do heavier scenes, I let music drive me, and
Mm.
especially like the times that the songs came out, it brings back certain memories. So I was just staying alone. Like I took a page out of Michael B. Jordan, who took a page out of Heath Ledger's book, where you separate yourself and then like really focus on what you're trying to reach for. And once you get there, you're pretty much there. You feel me? So when we got to that heavy scene, and plus the environment helped out so much. The music helped me, and then like I said, Shanna, we had a conversation before we did the scene about what it was going to entail and everything, and we kind of had to improv a little bit as well in there. So just using those skills brought us to that place and being able just to stay in it and directing that energy towards her, because I didn't want to have it flop, and I also just know, let me stay in these emotions, because if I stay in these emotions, I know where it can bring Freddie. You feel me? So I
Mhm.
stayed there and we stayed in that pocket, and what we were able to create, it was, in my opinion, masterful. It was really dope. It was really dope. And like Shanna said, after we finished the scene, it took both of us. It took us a while. It took us a while to shake out of it. Yeah, we had other castmates come over and like put their arms around us and tell us just to breathe. We're not that person.
Mhm.
Everything's all right. Take yourself out of it.
Yeah.
So
Come lay on the
sometimes
couch. Come lay on the couch.
exactly. Just take a deep breath, detach yourself
Yeah.
from it, and we tried our best to do that and everything. And I believe what we were able to film, a lot of people are going to feel it.
But you know what's great about that is because that it shows the true testament of your chemistry. Because if you didn't have chemistry, if you were not uh invested in these characters, that wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have shown up on set like that. It
Mhm.
would have been the total opposite, where they would have been crying because it was bad acting. You know,
Mhm. Mhm.
you know, and so with the chemistry between you two, I can feel the chemistry between you two just by this interview. There's not a lot of actors that can find. There's not a lot of actors that can have that that Bill Cosby to that Felicia Rashad, that
Mhm.
Martin Lawrence to that Tisha Campbell, that Jasmine Guy to that Kadeem Hardison. Those people got lightning in a bottle with their counterparts, and they understood. Oh, this is what this is. So the fact that you was in it and you decided to commit to it shows how great of an actor you are and an
Mhm.
actress that you are. Because a lot of people would have been afraid, and that fear would have snatched them out of it, and then it would have lost the moment, right? And so, as an actor myself, I'm all about the moment, right? I'm all about,
Mhm.
again, going back to that theater. When you're in theater, you don't have a cut. You don't have a let's do it again. You
Mhm.
don't have a let's start over. You miss a line, you miss a line. Go over it. Let's do it. Let's keep going. You don't have you have that audience looking at you in your face
Mhm.
and what you gonna do next, right? And so when you apply that to film and you say, all right, I'm I'm thinking about last night when this chick, you know what I'm saying? But I
Mhm.
gotta stay in it. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? And Shan thinking about, all right, he yelled at me again. I'm about to call him another name. Yeah, he ain't gonna be it
Mhm.
because that's what you are. But it
Mhm.
shows the authenticity of what you're doing. So I can imagine the atmosphere on that set, right? I can imagine. Oh man, I'm loving this. Listen, okay. At this point, we got people watching. If y'all got questions, that goes for Facebook or Instagram. If y'all have questions for these actors, if y'all have questions for these actors, please ask your questions. I can see them and I'll display them on the screen so they can answer them. And just shout out to everybody. Shantaria, Adrian, Auntie, cousin,
Yeah,
all of the
T.
people on Instagram, the whole crew. Instagrams. We thank y'all for watching, and they going in on Instagram, y'all. Like for real, for real.
What's up,
Um,
family?
Crew always lit. The cast and crew is always
that's
lit. They show up and show
listen.
up every time.
That's the support, right? That's the support. So, Shan, this is now in the festivals. What is the plan? Well, I'm sorry, it's in the festivals. It has also been nominated. Oh,
Oh my
it's
god!
also
Like, wow, it wasn't. Oh.
been
Mhm.
right. It's been nominated for best web series
Let's go.
and best TV series, right?
Yes.
And so I like to say I've been advertising this thing and promoting this thing as two-time nominated
And I thank you
web
in the
series. Right? Blurred Ties, and how does it feel for you to be a two-time nominated actress and writer and producer?
I don't feel no different. I just want to be honest.
She's so humble. She's
No,
so
I
humble.
really am. I really am. My chain says that. It says stay humble. I really am. I
Yeah.
literally when those moments happen, like when I found out, I was like, oh, this is great. This is exciting. I can't wait to share it with the cast and crews. So they know that all their hard work isn't in vain, which I don't think they thought that in the first place. But yeah, I'm just like, what's next? Like I just want to keep going and keep creating and keep
What is
reaching.
next?
Hmm. Um, I'm in the writer's room heavy. I am in the writer's room heavy.
Mhm,
I'm working on a feature. I'm working on
mhm.
another series alternatively, as well as season 2 of Blurred Ties, in a short. So yeah, I'm
I just want
staying active in
want
the
to
writer.
feature. I want to feature. I can be a little crackhead on the step, trying to sell my body for pilot meat and crackers, and I go up and I see Brenda, and Brenda she done just left Blair, and she now done moved into the building that I'm soliciting at. And I see it, and I got the cup, and I got the potted meat, and I'm trying to, get some little strange for a piece of change, because no,
This
my
this
name
sounds
can be
this sounds
Bojangles.
like you want your own show, and I mean we could work on that. We could work on it. But I'm
Boja-
not sure if
Adrian say
Crackhead will be in
Adrian
season
say he need an
2.
audition. That's all he said. He said he need an
Adrian, I got
audition.
you. I got
Hmm?
you. I'm telling
Okay,
Adrian to
Adrian,
come.
I got you an audition, my brother. That's $5. That's $5. That's the second person that owe me money. $5. Okay, but okay, so you got a lot of projects coming up and things that you're working on. Blair, what's next for you, man? What are you doing, man? You want to do some more dramas?
And
You want to do some comedies?
right, I'm open up to anything that God has for me, and I've also been in the lab doing a little bit more writing and producing myself. So I'm just trying to, follow the lead of Shannon. You feel me? Yeah,
Yeah,
follow the lead. Just try to be the
that's a
best,
good lead.
my best self that I can be. But yeah, I got a couple projects that's gonna be coming out soon. And then like I said, just in the lab heavy, just trying to write some more and just really flex that muscle.
How does it feel to know that you are about to be looked at and known as a leading man? That's where you're going, my brother. Let me speak it to
All
you now.
right.
That's where you're going, man.
I appreciate it. It feels I'm still getting used to it. But since then, like God has a way of lining things up that can blow your mind, right? So after the series was done, I booked my first ever television show right after that, and now like auditions are starting to file in from after that. So it just feels really good that like my works are not in vain, and also God's word to me, what He told me a couple years ago, is not in vain either. It's just living testament of what He told me.
Awesome. Awesome. I got a question from Instagram from Bree. She said, "Are there any lessons from Brenda and Freddie that you want to apply to your actual lives?" Let's start with Shan.
Mm. Okay. Any lessons from Brenda and Freddie you want to apply to your actual lives? Huh. Um, I would say I don't really know because everything Brenda did, I would do the opposite. And I just I guess it's just a reminder to I don't damn know. Joy, this is a good question. I feel like we should
That's
follow
a
this
good
up
question.
Q&A at the
That is
private.
a really good question.
Yeah. I feel like we should follow that up, Joy.
That was a good question.
I I can't answer it right now. Lamar, I gotta think on that one, Joy. But I appreciate your question. And I see it.
Okay.
Okay.
So Joy, you stump Brenda. Let's see if Freddie got an answer.
um, I feel like I'm in the same boat as Shannon. But I would
Yeah.
say the thing that separates me from the character of Freddy is I'm a little bit more open to people coming into my life, and you feel me? And
Mm,
Freddie isn't in a certain aspect of because of some of the things that's happened in his past. So the thing that I learned basically I would say is just, you know, give people the chance to show them who they are, and then once they show you who they are, then believe them. You feel me? So
wow. A
yeah.
quote from Maya Angelou herself. Wow. 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 So listen, man. One thing about me, I love shining light on Black excellence. And this is what this is all about for me. I came to Shane and I saw, that I think this was before I noticed the nominations, that I was like, yo, I want to interview you. And then I was like, I want to. Is there anybody that you would have with you on the show? Like who's the guy? And she was like, Blair. I think Blair would be great. And I was like, yo, let's do it. and I am looking to have the whole entire cast on so we can really, delve into the totality. By that time, Shane would have distributed the movie to its preferred platform, wherever she chooses to
Thank you.
display it,
Prefer.
and
Mm.
and it gets more awards and more acknowledgments and all of that kind of stuff. Um, Shan, you are I give you your flowers all the time, and I know that you are a person that is kind of like me. You kind of shy away from compliments, in your face, but you never want to give people flowers. What we've learned in our generation is you give people their flowers while they're here, while they can hold them, while they can smell them, because you can't smell nothing when you're under the grave, in the
Mhm.
dirt. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, and people singing over you and spitting and falling on your grave and all that kind of stupid stuff. You want to get all of those things now. And you are an amazing talent. You're an amazing human being, woman, mother, um, and you're going to be an amazing wife to whomever God sends you. I'm prophesying there right now. Hello, hallelujah, with all the big hair. And he's going to appreciate all the bigness that comes along with who Shannon Johnson is.
Thank you very
And
much.
and just where your career path is going. That is very there's not a lot of black young women who are balancing motherhood, entrepreneurship, and doing a thing hard and ain't letting nothing and no one stop them, right? And so to know that we got that as a next door neighbor, as a friend, as a confidant, as a person that we can be like, hey, so uh, what about this? Like, and she like, nah, and we can trust that because of what you're doing now. So I say kudos and thank you for all that you are about to do because the best is yet to come for Shannon Johnson. And the best is yet to hey Ebola shot.
EKOC. My
Come on, praise him. Come on, praise him. And and the same goes for you, Blair, man. To see a brother, working in this industry, everybody is flocking to Atlanta. I'm not knocking. I know y'all did most of the film in Georgia,
Mhm.
but to know that everybody don't have to move there to work there, and you can still be home and you can still give to your base and stay true to where you are and know that creativity happens anywhere,
Mhm.
right? If God has given it to us, then who are we to be like, it needs to be done here? No, no, it needs to be done. No, it needs to be done wherever you got the idea and wherever he leads you is where it gets done at. And so thank y'all for staying true to actors and creatives that are in Florida, that are in Flowers, that are in Miami, that are in wherever. And not everyone needs to be in Hollywood or the fake Hollywood of Tyler Perry land, right? And no shock, no knock to any of that, but to stay true to who you are and what you've been called to do is rare, right? And so I say to both of you guys, stay on that course. Like we need y'all, right? That cast, that crew, all of the actors that are looking like agency, I need an audition. We need y'all because if we can see somebody that look like us that's right here next door in our own backyard doing it, why can't we?
Mhm.
Right? And so if y'all are taking anything away from this live, um, I want y'all to y'all are funny. Y'all are funny. I want y'all to take that away. Like, just stay true. If you are an actor that that in your core that you don't cuss, don't take nothing that is going to destroy your character. If you don't want to do no sex scenes, you ain't got to. You know, that comes with the industry of
Mhm.
also being able to say no and standing on that. If they don't call you back for it, they wasn't for you, right? You know what I'm saying?
That's a
And
fact.
Shannon can tell you about the art of auditioning, you know, and what it takes to, all right, I did it. They don't call me back. Guess what? I'm writing something as we speak.
Hmm.
I'm producing, so I'm editing something as we speak. Because I ain't gotta wait for nobody to open anything for me. I can just kick that door down because it's already been created for me, right? And so that's my little preaching segment
Come
We
on.
appreciate
of
the
Inclusive Talk
passion.
podcast.
We appreciate
Pass
the
the collection
passion.
plate.
I do want to say to Brandon's
Uh
question, who was your favorite castmate and why is it Brandon?
huh.
Although
She said very important question. Very important. He said very important question.
it is important. Brandon was, aka Tristan, was not my favorite. Even though he was amazing to work with, absolutely love him. Uh, Real stand up guy.
No, he's hilarious.
Yeah, I'll say my favorite character is Stella. It's Stella for sure.
Best friends.
Stella.
Yeah, Joy's in there.
Okay, okay, okay.
Still love you, Brandon, but it's don't be hating. Um, when you meet
He said
Stella, you'll know.
keep it pushing. He said keep it pushing.
When you meet Stella, you'll know.
I've seen Stella on a lot of y'all reels and pictures and stuff. She seemed like a good time. She
She
seemed like
is,
a good
and she's a
time.
good
So
time
I
in
can
she
real life.
imagine.
She's a
she
good time
is
in real life.
hilarious. I can't wait for you guys to experience Stella.
Yeah, we and honestly in real life, Joy is an amazing person,
She
and
is. She
definitely
definitely is.
like a sister to me in such a short period of
Mhm.
time, and I can rely on her for a lot. So, Joy, giving you your flowers. I'm giving
Yeah.
all the cast and crew they flowers though too.
Yeah.
I was just answering Brandon's question. Okay.
Yeah. No
Just to be
thorns.
clear.
No thorns. So if they wanted to if they wanted to follow the series, how can they do that?
Blurred Ties series.
Blood Ties? Is it on Instagram?
Yes, that's Blurred Ties. Yeah, you got it already. I don't know why you're asking me.
That's my
Blurred.
producer. Don't knock the producer in me, okay?
I'm sorry.
It's the host.
Yes,
It's the host,
that
and then
is
it's the
correct.
producer.
He's wearing many hats. You feel me?
Right.
He's
And you don't even
doing
see
the
them
thing.
because they so many, so you don't see the hats, right? When I get a crew, when I get me some joys and some
Listen,
some
you ain't gotta
Brandons, I can
worry
be able
because
to.
the cast and crew is already putting it in the comments for us. We ain't even got they already
That's
on it.
that's
They're
true.
2 steps ahead of
That's
us.
true.
Blurred
So
ties.
we can't even compete
That's
right
true.
now.
That's true. And you know, if anybody wanted to follow Shan on her social medias, this is her Facebook. It's her name, and this is her IG. This is one of her IGs that she uses.
It's wrong.
Um,
There's a sorry,
what
there's
is
an
it? What is
underscore.
it?
There's an
There's an
underscore.
underscore.
Yeah.
So it'll be Shannon at Shannon J underscore. So let me fix that right now. It
I
says
appreciate
at
you
Shannon
for slash
J
post.
underscore. This is what her IG is.
Boom.
Okay. Okay. And Blair is bum bum. That's a double underscore. That's not just a long line. That's a double underscore. Okay. So at Blair Hall underscore underscore on IG. And if do you want to have your Facebook? Because that's a
Hey,
little
you want to
personal.
follow me on Facebook? That's fine. I'm in the process of making the page on Facebook, so you guys will see that on my personal. So yeah, that's fine.
That that. For right now,
Hmm.
go to his IG, look at all the reels and all the stuff that he's doing. And this is how you can connect with them. If you want to connect with them on some real stuff, they don't want to do no OnlyFans and all that kind of stuff. And no, they don't want to be on Tubi unless it's gonna be some real stuff. Okay, like let's stop with all that. These are
Mhm.
real actors.
No comment.
Okay, real
Facts.
performers. No shot to Tubi. I want to be on Tubi. I just want to have all of my limbs if I'm gonna be on there. Um, but so this is how you can follow them, and I thank y'all. I thank y'all for coming on, and I thank y'all for supporting uh Black excellence in the arts, and because it's important to keep that alive, right? And if you're watching, keep the Black arts alive. Like, support your local plays, support your local actors and actresses and directors. It's important to do that because we're out here. We're out here, and wherever local is for you, whether it's Georgia, Atlanta, whether it's wherever local is for you, support it because we're out here and we're a small community. Okay. And that's all I got for you. This has been Inclusive Talk Podcast with Lamar. And thank you to my guests, Shanna and Blair. Until next time, when we had a whole cast, it's been confirmed. We're going to have a
Yes,
whole
sir.
cast coming up soon. And it's going to be lit. It's going to be a party. We're going to have
Better be
drinks. All
ready.
right.
Stay ready.
Peace.
Let's go.
Be inclusive.